many people choose to forget deliberately that they are where they are today because they went through the hands of a teacher someday. I want to confess that for me to have reached where I have reached today, I had two things only going for me. No reference, no known parents, no history of dignified narration, but God and good education. I want to take this opportunity as I talk to the teachers of Kenya to pay special tribute to the men and women, the teachers who taught me between 1971 and 1977 in Kabiroine Primary School. I want to say thank you. I want to use this occasion to pay special tribute to my high school principal, the no-nonsense Julius Kano Dombe, and the teachers who took me through Form 1 to Form 6 between 1978 and 1983 in Kenyaga High School in Kirinyaga County. I want to ask all Kenyans in the public sector, in the private sector, and all businesses and people, men and women who have succeeded in one way or another to create time, look for their teachers and go and honor them. I really want to thank you for your patriotism and what you are doing for this country. I want to assure the teachers in those difficult areas of northern Kenya, in the North Rift, Professor Kindiki, the National Police Service, and all our security agencies are doing whatever needs to be done so that our teachers and the rest of Kenyans are secure. And I did tell the Teacher Service Commission when there was a problem with some teachers in northern Kenya, and some people are pushing that they should be dismissed from the service for not being able to go there. I told them not to try to sack them because you cannot. You cannot punish people who are running away to save their lives. But what we have done, we have taken enough measures to ensure that we secure them so that they are given enough security, and a lot of work is going on in those regions to make sure that teachers, pupils, and everybody is secure, and for the rest of the country. This is a crucial meeting happening where the countries are discussing results of the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, the last under the 844 system. It is also a time that education stakeholders are having a conversation on the competency-based curriculum, a system that seeks to instill skills to learners on doing as opposed to just working. Participation in this meeting underscores our commitment to delivering a development-focused education system that seeks to solve contemporary challenges of our time. To support the implementation of the CBC and other reforms for the education we want, the Ruto administration allocated 27.4% of the first budget to this sector. While the financial aspect provides the structural support, we acknowledge that a vibrant system on the welfare of teachers is the soul of delivering the education we want. Distinguished delegates, it is for this very reason that the Kenya National Union of Teachers was established in 1957 to unite, promote, and protect the welfare and professional interests of its members. 66 years later, we meet here today to not only reflect on the milestones, but also chart the way forward for a stronger, united, and teacher-centered union that supports the government in quality education. One of the key concerns of teachers and KNUT has been the burdensome teacher-to-student ratio, which in some places is double the recommended parameters. For varied reasons, there have been concerns over the 1 teacher to 70 students ratio instead of the recommended 1 teacher to 25 students in pre-primary school, 1 teacher to 40 pupils in primary school, and 1 teacher to 35 students in secondary schools. Besides addressing unemployment and promoting quality education, we have employed over 56,000 teachers in the first year in office. This is historic. We are committed to bridging the over 111,000 teachers deficit in the next few years because we want to spur skill-centered sustainable development. This is because we appreciate the fact that achieving the recommended ratio reduces the burden on teachers, directly improving quality. Esteemed teachers and delegates, while we are working on bridging the teacher-to-student ratio, a number of factors cause an imbalance, negatively derailing our desire. Some parts of our country have faced security challenges, which have led to fleeing of teachers, disrupting learning. Some of these areas include the North Rift and the Kenya-Somalia border. We are undertaking a disarmament exercise to rid these areas of criminals. We also understand the value of education in sustainably addressing budgetary and other forms of security threats as we progressively move communities from past retrogressive practices. I take this moment to confirm to you that security of the North Rift and other areas prone to terrorism are on our radar and will not relent until peace is restored and the guns are silenced. A threat to our teacher is a threat to our nation's future. Bandits have no room, and I repeat, have no room to terrorize our pupils. Terrorists have no room to torment our teachers. The Ruto administration will silence the guns in all the disturbed areas, and this will happen. Distinguished guests, on the other hand, we appreciate that teachers have the choice or preferred areas of working. We request the Teacher Service Commission and other stakeholders to work on a balanced policy that will not disadvantage any region. We are banking on academic excellence to prepare our nation. Further, the government understands the importance of advancing education in career progression. I want to acknowledge and salute teachers who sacrifice and go back to further studies. This is an important step that needs to be encouraged if our teachers are to align their skills with the demands of the education sector reforms we are undertaking. That is why no one should be punished for sharpening their skills. Rather, they should be rewarded. We ask the Ministry of Education, the Teacher Service Commission, and other key actors to open up discussions on the current teacher promotion policy and related frameworks to reward hard work. In the same vein, I would like to throw a challenge to teachers to strive and register performances as a priority and measure of commitment to the profession. Esteemed teachers, while KNUT has the right to push for higher pay for its members, the taxpayer too has the right to demand better resources for transformative education. With the education sector taking the biggest share of our budget, we must see returns. Distinguished guests, another factor threatening access to quality education is climate change. During the recent prolonged drought, learning in schools was adversely affected in arid and semi-arid areas. Children were malnourished. Enhanced rains such as the El Nino also disrupt learning. The adverse impact of climate change is a reality, but we all can do something about it. We encourage teachers to champion planting of and tendering of trees, especially food trees. This will enhance food security, tackle malnutrition alongside the adverse climate. With over 13 million pupils in primary and students in secondary schools, 1 tree per year per student will help us achieve the 15 billion trees target by the year 2032. I trust that you had very fruitful discussions, and I'm really honored to have been invited on behalf of the President to come and give a speech before the closure of this conference. Asanteni sana. I want to say, giving thanks to those who mentored you is an honorable thing. And teachers, some teachers who took care of people who are very successful, today live in abject poverty and squalor, and nobody bothers about them. Let me say that when we were very young, we used to admire teachers a lot, we still do. Because, one, they were the only people in the village who were credit worthy. They could be given goods on credit by any shopkeeper because they would pay at the end of the month. Again, we used to admire teachers and their children because when we were struggling through school, going barefoot, the children of teachers had shoes. Again, I want to salute our teachers for their saving culture. In the villages, as I go through the villages and look around and see a 3-bedroomed rural house, chances are 9 to 1 it belongs to a teacher. Because they save. And that is why we encourage you to build your credit and saving societies, to build them so that you can harness your savings to take care of yourself in old age. But I really want to say our government takes you seriously, and that is why in 1 year in office, we have done something that has not been done since independence. We have employed 56,000 teachers in one financial year. And we have a plan to absorb up to 116,000 to bridge the gap. And going forward, all the teachers who have gone through the teachers training colleges will be absorbed as we progress. I know, I am aware about the push to have those who are in the internship program confirmed as P&P. It was a deliberate strategy on our part with the negotiation with the TSA. Because of the budgetary constraints, we did agree that we take some teachers as P&P, we take others as interns, but they'll get the first opportunity for conversion to permanent and pension.
It is my distinct honor to join you in your 63rd Annual Delegates Conference as you celebrate the wins you have achieved this year. I appreciate the Secretary General for extending an invitation for me to celebrate with you as you continue to champion for the teachers' rights. I take this opportunity to thank the management of KNUT for ensuring there is industrial harmony in the education sector through consultation. Through consultation and sharing of ideas in areas of common interest, which has guaranteed a safe, conducive, and enabling working environment to enhance better services. The theme for this year, the teacher we need for the education we want, the Kenyan imperative to reverse teachers' shortages, calls upon all industry stakeholders to work together and advocate for a dignified and valued education system, which is the foundation of a robust labor market. Traditionally, trade unions and my ministry have been engaging at a point of disagreement, where the relationship has been centered on disputes and strikes, especially in the public sector. Through consultations and social dialogue, this approach has changed, and we now ought to go a notch higher and engage in matters like quality training, extending social protection to the informal sector, career progression, as well as enhanced occupational safety and health at workplace. In the spirit of advancing social justice, I call upon the KNUT leadership to pursue capacity building of its members to ensure that they are not left behind with the current changes in the economy and the trends in the world of work as the recent technological advancement. I urge all union officials and delegates here to devise innovative ways and support government in making this call a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the key role unions have played over the years in shaping industrial relations in this country. I also acknowledge your immense role in advocating, championing, and articulating workers' interests at the tripartite level, thus ensuring a stable environment for workers and employers to operate and grow the economy. I restate my ministry's commitment to work with you and your team in promoting strong tripartite labor relations to ensure a conducive work environment. As social partners, we have a mutual interest to pursue industrial peace and harmony for the growth of our economy. I wish you the very best and look forward to deepening our conversation on strengthening social dialogue.
Never before since independence has any government employed the number of teachers you have employed in 1 year. A record 56,000 teachers within a year. We want to appreciate. The Presidential Working Party, Your Excellency, was wonderfully selected by His Excellency the President. And we all and sundry want to accept the fact that it was a team of eminent educationists who had a vast of experience in matters education. We were confident of their work. And what they looked at, Your Excellency, and I want to state in 3 forms. Streamlining the takeoff of CBC. I want to be very sincere, and my delegates will agree with me. If His Excellency the President did not take it upon himself to form the Presidential Working Party, CBC would have been hell to these teachers in the Republic. The funding model of education, Your Excellency, in colleges and tertiary learning institutions, we have witnessed as a union, and we want to thank the government. Aligning foundational learning in comprehensive schools, this is obvious and even the blind can see. Employment of more teachers, as I started, and the quest to have the teachers who are employed as interns to be automated into permanent and pensionable terms and motivate these teachers within the year that was proposed. This is highly welcome.